First, how did you get to know about the QIP program?
Sir, a friend of mine actually attended Raus DNS. So, Sir Nikhil only told me about these QIP program of means. The mentorship was the best part. Made my whole means material,
Okay.
topic-wise, syllabus-wise.
Okay.
But the core of it was the Compass magazines and the class lectures that were taught on QIP platform. Increased more than 24 marks in my ethics
Oh, that's
compared to last mains. Faizan sir's approach in this ethics paper 4 was phenomenal actually. So I got a review from Raus that this is relevant, this is not relevant, do not just like blabber points.
Hello everyone, welcome to Topper's Talk. Today we have with us Shreya Singh, who was my mentee during the mains QIP program, and she has secured 639 rank in her 4th attempt. This was her second mains, and this success has been overwhelming to her according to her. So let's listen from Shreya Singh how the experience of this success has been, how she prepared during this whole journey. Let's hear it from her. Welcome Shreya.
Thank you, sir.
So how's the feeling after getting selected, and that too after putting a lot of hard work in all these attempts?
Definitely, sir, it has been overwhelming, as you said. It has been really nice, and since this was my 4th attempt, I was just hoping to make it to the list, and somehow the stars aligned and I made it to the list, so I'm really happy for that.
Oh, that's great. So we have worked closely in the QIP program. I've been mentoring you, and we have been discussing so many things about the issues that students face in the examination and everything. First, how did you get to know about the QIP program?
Sir, a friend of mine actually attended Raus DNS program and the
Okay.
pre-parikshan tests
Okay.
also. So, Sir Nikhil only told me about these QIP program of mains. So, I didn't know much about how to go around with mains. So, he asked that you should definitely go to Raus, and then he took me to you, and you were there. You told me about the QIP and how I should move ahead, and that's how I came to know about it.
Okay, so you have participated fully, I guess, in the QIP, and I think that is what you relied on for this mains examination.
Yes,
So
sir.
how was your experience of the overall program, the classes that were conducted, the material that you studied? I think you made it your base material for all the GS papers, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, although it was my 4th attempt, but I did not made my whole means material,
Okay.
topic-wise, syllabus-wise.
Okay.
So I took this material as my base material,
Okay.
and then I added some of things.
Few points.
Few points from the newspaper or from Topper's copy, some data, examples and everything. But the core of it was the Compass magazines and
Okay.
the class lectures that were taught on QIP platform, because I did it from home. So
Yes.
I used that material.
And you have secured really good marks in ethics paper, which is around, I think, 117 marks, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So what role was played by the QIP, and how you managed to get such good marks in the ethics paper this time?
Sir, I have increased more than 24 marks in my ethics
Oh, that's
compared to last mains. And sir, I think Faizan sir's approach in this ethics paper 4 was phenomenal actually, because he told how to relate the syllabus topics only and prepare the examples beforehand, one current example and one historical example, the definition, and in a limited set of knowledge how to use that repeatedly and at what positions to get good marks.
Okay.
And then in his QIP course he has also included the previous year questions and themes.
Okay.
So the case studies as well as the part 1 thing. So that has been really helpful to me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Good thing is that you have secured very balanced marks in all the papers in GS4, in the GS papers, all the 4 papers in GS, and balanced marks in sociology optional as well.
Yes, sir.
So what it takes to create this kind of balance so that you are able to clear the examination. Sometimes what happens is students tend to over focus on a few subjects. Sometimes they are not able to make a balance. For example, some people go with a preconceived notion that I'm going to focus on only these 3 papers in GS, maybe more on essay and ethics only.
Yes, sir.
So what do you have for those students? What do you have to tell those students so that they can learn from your experience?
Sir, what I have learned from these 4 years and from what my mentors and previous toppers have told, that you cannot rely on a particular subject because you never know how those marks will turn up to be. Like in my personal experience, my essay was really strong, but this time it came down drastically.
Okay.
At the same time, GS3 came to be the easiest papers.
This year it was the easiest,
Yes,
I guess,
sir, while I was giving means. But the average marking for GS3 was quite low.
Yes.
So you cannot rely on one particular paper because it is on UPSC
Yes.
and you cannot do anything about it.
Yes,
So
yes.
you have to create a balanced approach which includes previous year themes, writing more number of tests, and revising the same stuff again and again rather than adding new stuff.
Yes, so limited content or more focused content is really important.
Yes, sir,
And in
definitely.
that, I think the Compass magazine and the class notes of the QIP classes,
Yes,
you
sir.
relied on them, just a few validation things that you wanted to do on your own,
Definitely,
right?
sir.
So, because that is what you'll be able to revise ultimately before the examination.
Yes, sir.
Because you have to write the papers in 2 days.
Yes, sir.
Ultimately, it's the muscle memory that you have in your hand that is going to do wonders in the examination.
Sir, all I thought while reading a particular subject or magazine was, what will I do a week before the exam? How will I
Okay.
revise that? So I first I underlined the material. So it was let's say 100 pages. Then I highlighted the material. It came down to 50 pages. So I tried to make it as short as possible so
Oh,
that
that's
I could
great.
revise it in the last week.
I think because the exam is conducted within a period of 1 week only.
Yes, sir.
And you have to remember so many things, your optional subject, GS paper 1 to 4, essay
Yes, sir.
practice, everything. So I think this short notes making is really important
Definitely.
if somebody is considering or appearing in the mains examination this year. Then you also took so many tests here.
Yes,
So
sir.
how has been your experience of test taking? Why is it important for everybody to take the test before the mains examination? Because most of the students, what they do is they just focus on studying and not too much on the testing part of it. They tend to skip the testing part of it, right? So what do you have to tell to those students who are not actually trying to attempt the papers and just keeping on studying?
Sir, studying will help.
Of
definitely.
course, it is the foundation, right?
But at the same time, if we are not writing, then it's really hard, first of all, to complete the paper in 3 hours.
Yes.
Because irrespective of how much good time management you have, there will be 3 to 4 questions that you have to complete in the last 15-20 minutes.
Yes.
And that is quite impossible to do that if you have not previously done that in test series. So that is the first aspect of it. The second thing is, if you have written many answers, so there's a trend that themes get repeated.
Of course.
Like if you are writing GS1 answer, there will be a question on, let's say, globalization or these issues.
Yes.
So if you have written a test series, you know the definition, you know the example that you are going to use, so it will save you seconds.
Yes.
And you might not understand it when I'm saying it, but it will do wonders when you save seconds in that examination.
Yes.
So test series is a very important part. And sir, I got good help here because of the evaluation. Because the evaluation was very detailed.
Okay.
Like every particular part, I tried to break my 10 marker into 2 subheadings and 15 marker into 3 subheadings.
Okay.
Apart from the data and diagrams that I could recall at that point of time.
Okay.
But every point that I wrote, so I got a review from Raus that this is relevant, this is not relevant. Do not just like blabber points. Give the set your priority, give important points before, and then add example, add a diagram here. So these were things that helped me improve my GS score this time.
Yes, that's great. Then during the mentorship, I think you had so many doubts like, should I shift to my home and pursue the course online?
Yes, sir.
So I think the right kind of guidance is also sometimes very important, and being able to take a decision at the right time, that also matters a lot. For example, we had discussions that you are facing issues in some of the subjects,
Yes.
and then I made you talk to some of the toppers of the previous years,
Yes,
like
sir.
Anandya
Yes,
and Divya Mishra from
Yes, sir.
2020.
Yes,
So
sir.
how has that experience been?
So that was, so I would say that was the best part. The mentorship was the best part because my entire preparation was from Prayagraj only. So I was missing on that part, the peer group thing and the guidance. So I was studying, I was working hard a lot, but that smart work, the guidance was something, that element was missing. And this time when I joined it, so the subjects that I was weak, particularly GS2, GS4, that was scoring in nature. So you connected me with Anindya ma'am and Divya ma'am. So they told me the tricks that they particularly use in their exams. And so as far as I remember, Divya ma'am scored the highest GS marks in her attempt, 2020 attempt. So that has been really helpful to me.
Last year, actually, Divya had helped another mentee of mine, Pooja Jha, and she also benefited a lot from her guidance also. So it is not that one person can guide you in cracking this examination. It is connecting with multiple people, whatever fits your case, and it can work wonders sometimes.
Definitely, sir.
Right. So what is your feeling like after getting the selection? And do you plan to attempt in the coming years for rank improvement?
Yes, sir. So I'm first of all very grateful, very happy that I made it this time. And apart from that, sir, yes, I'm going to appear in 2024. I took this year as a break to take some rest because of that burnout feeling from 4 attempts. So this year I'm taking a break. In 2024 I'll again reappear with full force.
And what do you have to say to the students who are preparing for the mains examination of this year? Some of them might be comfortably clearing the prelims. Some of them might be confident about clearing the prelims, but they might still be in some kind of doubt that how to proceed from here upon and how to go ahead with the mains preparation. So I think a word from you will matter more to them, because sometimes they tend to overlook some of the common advices that people are giving them,
sir.
right? But you have experienced it yourself. You cracked it in the 4th attempt, so you also have seen the same kind of struggles, I think. So you are in a better position to guide these students. So I think a word for them.
Sir, I would say that they should have a clear-cut plan of which subject, how much time they are going to give, and doing the static subjects first, and making like for ethics, I said that I had examples and definitions prepared beforehand, which helped me to revise it. Then, sir, covering the previous year themes.
Yes.
I'm not saying questions, but themes is really important, so that you have some data, some examples to write there. That is important. And then, sir, writing test. What we tend to do, what I did in my last mains was that I thought I'll study for 2 months and then in the last month I'll give papers. So that is not the way to do. We think that okay, when we'll be prepared, then we'll write the answer. There is no perfect answer. There is no perfect test.
Yes.
You have to give it. Get 70 marks in your first test, that doesn't matter, but just give it for the sake of giving
Just
it.
get out of that fear of not being able to start the answer writing
Yes,
process.
sir. So the first test I gave, I remember I did only 13 answers, 13 questions. So that was something that baffled me, like how would I complete 20? So the next test I thought of only one thing, to complete 20 questions.
Okay.
Then when I did that, I took another step of improving the intro and conclusion. Then the next step of dividing the question into subheadings. So baby steps would work rather than doing it in all one go.
Yes.
That is a little overwhelming.
And I think after the examination, when we were talking, you told that you could not answer 10 marks worth questions in the ethics paper.
Yes,
and
sir.
even then you scored so well.
Yes,
117, which means what? That the writing good answers even if you're not able to answer 10 marker questions.
Definitely.
And that is what is required in this examination, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's a very good experience.
And sir, writing quality answers as well as completing the paper is something.
Both are big challenges.
Yes, sir. That is something that you'll get from practice only. Nothing else can help.
Yes, yes.
So practice is good.
And what do you have to say to those students, because you have secured really good marks in the interview? I think 185 are a very good score this year.
Yes,
so what extra did you do in the interview part?
Sir, I had a lot of time for interview. My interviews was on 2nd May when the interviews started on 30th January this year, I guess. So I went slow. In all my exams, whether it was pre-mains or interview, I tried to get a peek at the date of that particular exam. So I planned things in before. I planned backwards. Like this thing I'm going to do if my interview is on 2nd. On 1st I'll revise this. On the last week I'll revise this. This I did in mains also, pre also, and then interview also. So that I don't get burned out, and still I complete all the syllabus and get at the peak on that particular day.
Pacing the preparation is also
Yes,
very
sir.
key to
Definitely,
this
sir.
success in this examination, because sometimes you tend to peak way before the examination,
Yes, sir.
and when it really matters, you are not able to collect all the energy that is required to get over it.
And so I gave a lot of mocks also.
Okay.
I gave like
That
11,
worked.
12 mocks.
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
it is experiencing beforehand everything that you are going to face in the UPSC
Yes, sir.
examination, be it the mains examination or the interview part or the prelims examination.
Yes, sir.
That matters a lot. So it was a great conversation. I think it will be really helpful to the students who are appearing for the mains examination this year. Her story has been really inspiring, and you have made it. Many, many congratulations. I hope you do well in the service that you join.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
sir.
for, I think it's great having you here.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.